do my best. Growing up, my mother never wanted to waste a day or lament about the past, would always remind my brothers and I of this simple idea: enjoy the journey. If I said, I can't wait to get somewhere, she would say, enjoy the journey. If I said, I wish it was next week or next month because of some fun plan I had in the future, invariably she would tell me not to waste my life by wishing it away. If I said I couldn't wait to be done with something, a speech or a presentation perhaps, she would tell me that this too shall pass. And if I can't enjoy it, at least learn something from it. So it is with this sentiment that I'd like to tell you about my own journey this summer, and I hope that you enjoy it, or else at least be comforted in the knowledge that it too shall pass. So the fellowship this summer was very transformative for me. I started out feeling very unsure about what my next steps were. Whether or not I actually wanted to become a school leader, despite the fact that I have a degree now in administration. I wasn't sure if it was right for me. And I went from those feelings of being unsure to now the point where I am, which is confident that not only can I be a school leader, but I have the skills and the knowledge that are going to make me an effective school leader. I couldn't have done it without Jane, who helped put all this fellowship together, put this event together tonight so we could share what we've learned. Couldn't do it without Natalia Walter, the tireless principal and founder of KIPP Harmony Academy, where I was able to spend my summer running around and trying to keep up. I couldn't have done it without the KIPP network, who welcomed me with open arms, invited me to PDs that I'm actually not sure I was invited to, but I got to go. And finally to my fellow fellows who are already incredible leaders. Thank you all for helping me discover what was already inside of me. There's a poem by Marianne Williamson. There's a poem by Marianne Williamson that speaks to this internal debate that I was having this summer. She writes that our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And this really speaks to me because it's so true. If I found out that I was inadequate or incapable of becoming a school leader, boy, would that be easy. I would go find something else to do. Instead, the challenge of realizing that you are capable is that you know that you have to put in the hard work to make yourself effective. And so that is the greatest fear, but it's also great comfort to know that what you can do can really impact the lives of people around you. And I do believe that we have a responsibility to create great schools because our students need great teachers and great opportunities if we're truly going to change the trajectory of their life. That's a hard word to say. That same gut instinct that brought me to Baltimore from Wisconsin is now bringing me into school leadership. I've done a lot of reflecting over the summer about my current position as a teacher and my future position as an administrator. And through the conversations and the professional developments I've attended and the seminars, I've really felt encouraged and inspired and challenged to do more. The seminars I attended covered a variety of topics on hiring and adult leadership, and conducting difficult conversations. At KIPP Harmony Academy, I had the opportunity to compile the social studies standards that will be used by the kindergarten, first and second grade. I was also given the opportunity to write curriculum for their reading comprehension that's going to improve the lesson planning and instruction for those teachers. I was able to attend a KIPP PD session in New York, and next week they're taking me to Nashville, which is really exciting, for their annual summit. All of these experiences that I've had this summer and all the people that I've met and all the times that all the readings I've done have really helped shape and solidify my beliefs about education, my core values, and the vision I have for my Sun-based schools. I'm not going to read this whole slide, you can kind of take a look at it, but what I do want to say about it is that all of these beliefs really came into focus at KIPP Harmony. Their goal of going to and through college spoke to me in a very powerful way. All these years I've been teaching, I've had this nagging suspicion that I really haven't changed the trajectory of my students' lives. Sure, they've gotten a great year of education, but then what? And so having that goal of getting to and through college is so fundamental and yet rarely at the forefront of our conversation. And so that will definitely be one of the beliefs that guides me. These beliefs have then helped shape my core values, which are openness, integrity, citizenship, zest, love, humor, and grit, which are at the heart of my presentation. Starting with openness, which anyone who knows me knows that this is a strength of mine. It means that you are willing to share part of yourself, to be vulnerable, and to build those relationships. Openness means being open-minded and willing to take feedback. As a leader, this means that you are open to new ideas and any concerns that are brought to you by teachers, parents, community members, or children. As a teacher, this means that you share ideas. You're open to learning from others and their best practices and their resources. As a student, this will mean that you are open to learning and sharing that learning. Integrity. To me, integrity means operating with respect to yourself and for the others around you. I believe integrity is crucial to the relationships that you build with others, because if you don't have trust and belief in someone, you're not going to follow them in their school. For everyone at my future school, ensuring students are getting integrity will mean ensuring everyone is getting a rigorous education that will make them ready to succeed in college. For students, this means that they're open and honest and becoming responsible citizens that are willing to take on the challenges of their communities and the world. Which brings me to the next core value of citizenship. This one really became important to me this summer, and I'm not sure why it just came to me now, but as I've been driving around, I've really been noticing a lot of the trash that lines the streets, and I've started to pay attention as somebody rolls down their window and throws a pop bottle out, and I spent a lot of time being really upset about it and wondering, like, oh, how do we change the behavior? And after some reflection, I really realized it's not coming from some innate desire to make the world dirtier. I really think it's coming from a place of people not understanding the impact that they can have on their community and the world as a whole. And so they see trash laying there, well, what's one more pop bottle? What's one more chip bag? And so for me, when I am the leader of my school, or even next year as I teach 4th grade, I'm going to start instilling these values of citizenship, because I think they're so important to who a person becomes. And at Kip Harmony Academy, there's a strong focus on community and citizenship. They actually have programs where the students get out in the community. They actually get out there to help serve others. And as a leader, that's something that I would insist on doing in my school, because kids really need to understand the impact that they can have, both positive and negative, on their environment. And the next three I've lumped all together: zest, love, and humor. And I group them together because I feel they all feed into each other and feed off of each other. If I could find one perfect word, to summarize the spirit of all three of these words, I would have. But I didn't, unless I could maybe come up with something like zoomer, maybe. Maybe I'll work on that. But in all seriousness, after being at Kip Harmony, I figured out how important these values are to the work that we do. At KIPP, it's not enough to be a good manager of your own classroom with tight procedures and impeccable student work on the walls. It's not about being an island of greatness. It's about having fun and sharing your skills and expertise with others. They have a motto there that team beats individual. When teachers have fun, students have fun, and a real love of learning is cultivated. They call it the joy factor, but maybe someday I'll call it the zoomer. Probably not. But really, if kids have zest and an energy and enthusiasm for learning, it goes a long way to instilling that intrinsic motivation. I want my students to be lifelong learners, aka big nerds like me. Which brings me to my last core value. I've saved the best one for last. When I was explaining all of my core values to my boyfriend, his eyes lit up when I got to grit. Without another word, he went running to the closet, and in a shockingly short amount of time, he was able to produce a newspaper from April 2nd, 2002. Unfolding the paper, he revealed the words "True Grit" in all capital letters stretched across the page. I knew it was coming next, so I braced myself for another retelling of the famed 2002 Maryland Terrapins basketball team and their road to the national championship. Now, from what I understand, and I was a long way from Maryland when this actually happened, so bear with me. But what I understand is this. There was a team with no All-Americans, a skinny kid from Baltimore, and a belief among many people that they were unlikely to make it very far. What they did have that many people didn't realize was a desire, a willingness to work hard, a relentless coach, and true grit. I tease my boyfriend, and he's right over here, so you can feel free to tease him later, about his obsession with the Maryland Terrapins and his man crush on Gary Williams. He even has a DVD of the championship game, which he watches with, and I can only assume, is with the same intensity that he watched it the first time. Yelling, screaming, and crying, sorry honey, yes, crying at the final buzzer that made the championship final. I tease him because I don't fully understand the obsession, but what I do understand is the drive and the desire these young men felt to succeed. The leader of that team, Juan Dixon, was that skinny kid from Baltimore. He said it best. A lot of people at home counted me out at home, but I got better each year. Here was a young man, 6'3", and only 164 pounds, who lost both parents before the age of 17 to heroin and AIDS. A young man who faced incredible challenges and obstacles to become a national champion, and the ACC Men's Basketball Player of the Year, and the ACC Athlete of the Year. Our students face challenges. Some may be as tough as Juan Dixon's, but it is our job to educate them and believe in each one of them so that they get better each year. Grit and determination will help them as they stay focused on that road to college and success afterwards, despite any obstacles. So in review, these are my core values. These are the core values that I will operate with, the values that I will look for in the people that I hire, and the core values that I will work to instill in the students that I teach. In conclusion, I want to share with you my vision for my future school and students. Students and alumni will be open-minded and socially responsible citizens, able to meet the challenges of an increasingly complex world in order to improve communities locally, nationally, and globally. Students and alumni will demonstrate openness, integrity, citizenship, relentlessness, a love of learning, and a pride in themselves and their community to enact